Computex just wrapped its first day in Taipei. Nvidia had GTC back in March, and if you've been watching YouTube recaps, I guarantee you've seen the same videos. Jensen's $1 trillion forecast, RTX Spark versus Apple M1, which laptop to buy, all accurate. None of it tells you what an investor actually needs to know, and here are the 6 things that big channels completely missed. First thing, and this will flip your whole mental model, is what happens when AI compute gets 10 times cheaper. Most people assume revenue falls, which is wrong. Nvidia announced at GTC that Vera Rubin delivers 10 times more higher throughput per watt at 1/10 the cost per token. Then Qualcomm showed up at Computex and put this number on screen: 4 quintillion tokens per year by 2030. You don't reach 4 quintillion through a slowdown. Cheaper compute is the accelerant. This is the Jevons paradox. The same force that turns dial-up into Netflix, the infrastructure build-out isn't peaking. It's forking into 2 waves, and we're still in wave 1. Second thing is Nvidia quietly changed their financial reporting segments this quarter, and almost nobody decoded it. Gone are the old categories, now it's data center and edge computing. Edge computing alone posted $6.4 billion in just one quarter, up 29% year over year, and it includes laptops, cars, robots, and AI-based stations, all in one bucket. RTX Spark isn't a gaming chip with AI tacked on. It's the edge node in a compute continuum that starts at your palm and ends at a multi-gigawatt data center. They also signed multi-year deals with Marvell, Coherent, Corning, and Lumentum, and they're targeting 100 gigawatts of flexible AI factory capacity. Nvidia is becoming the operating system for civilization's compute infrastructure. Third, and this is the one nobody on YouTube is even close to covering, is co-packaged optics. At Computex, Marvel CEO stood on stage next to Jensen and said the copper wall is moving inside the rack. Co-packaged optics is the only way through. What this means that the bandwidth scale these AI clusters need, copper wire physically cannot carry enough signal between GPUs. The entire networking layer has to be rebuilt in photonics. So Nvidia signed multi-year deals with 3 companies you've probably never associated with AI: Coherent, Corning, and Lumentum. None of them are AI stocks in the conventional sense. They're exactly the opportunity. Fourth, at Computex, Nvidia, Infineon, and Gigabyte announced a dedicated supply chain partnership to solve AI power bottlenecks. When 3 major companies need a specific deal to just handle power delivery, that's the constraint right here. Jensen also said Vera Rubin's supply chain is twice as large as Grace Blackwell's, uh, so twice. With a $1 trillion market and assembly ramps running flat out, the bottleneck isn't GPUs. TSMC can handle the chip ramp. It's the power conversion and cooling infrastructure nobody's building fast. The boring but correct players here are Vertev, Infineon, and Delta Electronics. Nobody's making a YouTube video about the power rails, and that's exactly why you should be paying attention. 5. This is the most underrated signal at the entire show. Computex added a dedicated robotics floor for the first time ever this year, and the stars weren't Nvidia's booth. They were the Taiwanese ODMs. Pegatron, one of Apple's main manufacturers, unveiled a second-gen robotic dog with Nvidia. Foxconn is partnering with Nvidia on agentic healthcare AI. These are the same companies that built the iPhone supply chain from scratch. Precision manufacturing, the sensor sourcing, the systems integration to build things at scale. The robot supply chain is exactly where semiconductors were in 2005. Fragmented, undervalued, and about to be consolidated by Taiwanese manufacturers who run the exact playbook before. 6. And this is the most important for understanding where compute spending goes next. At GTC, NVIDIA's VP of Hyperscale defined 4 phases of AI compute: training, fine-tuning, time-test scaling, and a brand new 4th phase called agentic scaling. That's when AI systems autonomously interact with other AI systems. Continuous, low latency, distributed everywhere. Qualcomm quantified it: intelligent on-device plus cloud distribution delivers the same result at 4 times lower the cost. What this means: Wave 2 of AI build-out is smaller racks, edge servers, and on-device chips. ordered by orders of magnitude more unit volume than the hyperscale data centers everyone's tracking right now. The hyperscale capex is wave 1 and it's already priced in. Wave 2 hasn't started. So does this mean for your watch list? The optics angle, Coherent, Lumentum, and Corning all have multi-year NVIDIA contracts and haven't run like the chip names. Marvel owns the silicon photonics infrastructure connecting all. The power Vertiv is the most direct bet on the constraint that's real and growing. NXP is the one that I would specifically flag. They keynote at Computex on physical AI and they make the microcontrollers that go inside every robot and autonomous vehicle, completely invisible to the AI conversation. And for an edge AI pullback play with genuine fundamentals, Ambarella is the only name in the space that actually pull back, down 21% from its recent high, with revenue up 37% year over year and a real story in automotive vision and robotics. None of these are cheap, but they're the least crowded way to play these themes that are genuinely structural. Obviously, not financial advice, do your own research, but those are the names I have on my radar. And if you think this was useful, please subscribe. I cover what the mainstream tech channels miss, specifically for investors. And I'll see you next time.